Yay, we're live. Welcome, everyone. How are you? I've missed you, YouTube family. How are you all doing? Happy whatever day it is. I don't even know right now what day it is. I don't know. I seriously was like, what? Tuesday? Is it Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday, January 28th. That's the day. But whatever. Last week, it did not matter what day of the week it was. I'm re-emerging back right now after being sick for the past week along with my kids. We had the flu or some sort of virus, something, I don't know. But we were out with fevers and coughs and congestion and all of that stuff. A little bit still lingering, but very, very, very so much better. Whatever sequence of words I'm trying to say. I don't even know. But it feels so good to be here with you all. I've been like doing my rounds, doing all of my special spaces here. Did an Instagram live earlier. Now we're here on YouTube talking about the month of February that is coming up right around the corner, which is so crazy. When I wrote it down in my journal, like angel message for February, I was like, oh, like that's weird. And it also means that we're like full swing into 2025 now. Like now it's like, okay, the new year has started. It has officially begun. So here we are. I'm so excited to share the messages that the angels that are coming in to support you for this upcoming month ahead. So I'm going to share about those divine beings that are coming in, what they want you to know for the month of February. And we're also going to talk about the Lunar New Year, which is officially tomorrow, I believe, on the 29th of January. So that just feels like I don't know, just a whole new vibe, a whole new energy coming through. So we're going to celebrate. We're going to talk about all of the things. I want to hear how you are all doing. Hello, hello in the chat. I see you all. Let me know where in the world you are tuning in from. Let me see. There's a comment here. I just wanted to thank you for all your guidance. Finally had a breakthrough of what my purpose is. Yay, Janet, that's amazing. Can't explain the feeling in words. Oh my gosh, I totally hear you. So good. That's so exciting. Yay. Glad you're feeling better. Oh my gosh, me too. It feels so good to be able to talk without coughing every 2 seconds. That's what I've been saying. It's like I can actually form full sentences and not interrupt myself. So, yeah, thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad I'm feeling better too. It was crazy. It totally knocked us out for the whole week. It was just like, yeah, no, whatever your plans were this week, like forget about it. Like not happening. Not happening. So, yeah, I'm back. I'm back and I feel so much better. Yay. Hi, Cheryl. So glad you're here. Hello, Violet. Thank you for still showing up even while recovering. Aw, thank you. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, honestly, like part of it is that I need to show up so I can feel some sense of normalcy. Like this is what brings me back. I was like today, it's like I have all like I had stuff in the Angels Guild, I had stuff on my Instagram, I have stuff here. I was just like, I need to talk to my people. I need to talk to my people. We need to just talk and hang out and just be together. It helps me. It like helps my healing process. So thank you all too for being here and hanging out. So good. Yay. Hello, Lynn here. Thank you. Thank you all so much. You guys are amazing. Okay. All right. Hello, hello from all over. I love it. I see Central Illinois, Connecticut, upstate New York, Pakistan. So cool. Colorado. Yay. New York City. Yes. Love it. You sound like you're feeling much better. Yeah. So much better. Like a million bajillion times better. So yeah. I got sick last Monday. So it was like Friday, I was starting to feel like somewhat okay. But yeah, it really like yesterday, and then today was like, okay, I feel like myself, I sound like myself, only coughing every once in a while. Like, we're good. We are good. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we are together here. I love it. Florida. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Let's dive in. Let's talk about what the angels want us to know for the month of February. As you all know, I do not have to tell you, February is like 4 days away. 4 days away. Oh my gosh. And with the month of February, as I was tuning in to receive the messages, which was funnily enough, like, I don't know, the angels just like to do this sometimes to me. I don't know why, but it's like during random moments that they'll show up and be like, here's the information that you need to know, even though you're not prepared right now to write it down. But like, here you go. It was while I was falling asleep last night. Like, I could just feel the presence of Angel Celeste. I could feel the presence of Archangel Haniel. I could feel Archangel Gabriel. Like, these three angels are the ones who are coming in, and I just felt their presence as I was falling asleep, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, you're gonna have to repeat it tomorrow because I don't know what you're saying right now. But the key thing that did come through, that has been coming through, that is now being shown to me as a very strong, consistent theme is the divine feminine. The divine feminine is coming through as a key theme for us to explore in the month of February. Now, when the divine feminine comes in, when that energy, I mean, I've done tons of videos on my YouTube channel. Just search divine feminine on my channel and you'll find me sharing about it in different ways, the divine Sophia, like just whatever. I've talked about this many times. I've ran courses about the divine feminine. So you may be familiar with it, and you may be familiar with it through other means as well. And whenever the divine feminine comes through, to me, that is there's a couple of things with regards to the quality of the divine feminine and when that energy comes in to make itself known, to make itself present in our life. And the biggest thing is that the divine feminine asks us to surrender, and it asks us to really lean into the divine nurturing qualities and divine nurturing capacity that exists. And if you think about, a common quality or a common way in which we operate is, it's like, okay, do, go, this and this, checklist, to-do list, like do all that. And like, what am I doing? If I'm not doing anything, then that means that I'm falling behind. So I need to start doing something more. And if I don't have a plate full of to-do stuff, then something's wrong, and the divine feminine really asks us to, it encourages us to not to let that fully go and be like, forget those lists. It's not saying that. But what it's saying is it's asking us to lean into a deeper sense of being. It's asking us to lean into a deeper state of being. And in that deeper state of being, what happens is that we start to recognize what things actually matter and what things don't matter anymore, what actually is important, what actually is needing our attention or needing for us to progress or do whatever, versus what is actually not all that important, even though our mind thinks that it's important. And that's what happens in the divine feminine energy. That's what happens when we go into this deeper state. And that's what's happening right now as we move into the month of February, is that we're going to be shown, we're going to see where we're still holding on to a bunch of fluff, and where we're still holding on to just like this sense of like, well, everything's important, so all of it matters, and so I can't let anything go. And it's not to say that the things that maybe you might be called to let go, not that it's not important. It's more so, where is the divine wanting to take you, and does that need to come with you, or is there a different way? Is it something that can be released and let go so that you can fully show up in the way that the divine is asking for you to show up? A big thing of this whole entire year, I feel that we're going to be experiencing, is almost like a complete shift in how we view ourselves and how we're showing up for ourselves and how we're showing up in the world. I feel like 2025 is a big breakthrough year for a lot of people. I see a lot of people either starting their businesses or taking off in their businesses. I see a lot of people just like no longer subscribing to a bunch of the BS that can exist just in general, no specific source, but just like in general, where we're just like we succumb to like what other people think or society's expectations or whatever. And 2025 is a year where so many people are going to be really in the path of their soul's purpose and who they're here to be and how they're here to show up. And so February, this month that's coming up, think of it as like this cleansing month. As soon as I started saying February, I felt as though we're like stepping into almost like a sauna or like something, some sort of detox, like where it's just like you're allowing the pores to open up and you're allowing the sweat to come out, and with it the different toxins and all of it, the different things that are kept inside that don't need to be there anymore. That's what February feels like. February is a month of getting lighter in the sense of you really shedding and letting go and releasing what doesn't serve you. And so, with the divine feminine in place, the divine feminine that's coming in to initiate this and to kick this off, what the divine feminine is bringing to you, again, like I said, is it's like a deeper seated sense of your being. Like when you go deeper, what happens is you recognize what needs to be let go. And the divine feminine also brings in an energy of nurturing. It's nurturing what is already there, nurturing what already exists, and actually bringing your attention and focus to what needs to be nurtured in order to step into who you're here to be. This is the thing, is that a lot of the times we focus on the wrong things. We're asking the wrong questions. We're focusing on like, okay, well, what do I need to do next? Or what's my next step here? Or what do I need to do? And the divine feminine is like, well, I need you to be right now. I need you to be, experience what being is. I need more of your being to come forward and to be alive and to be present, so that your being can shine and your being can experience that light. Your being is what's going to take you to where you need to go, not your doing. Yes, doing is important, and I'm not knocking it. It's not like we could just sit. I wish we could just all sit all day and be like, oh, I'm going to be, and like not do anything. But the whole point here is to understand, where are you still succumbing to that sense of like urgency, or that sense of like, well, I need to do in order to be productive, or I need to do in order to get ahead, or I need to do in order for this to happen. And instead allowing the divine feminine to really nurture you and to really hold you and to help you with this sense of surrender. So that's where the angels are taking us. That's how they're guiding us this month. And now, with that, you can see there's this theme of rebirth that's happening, which falls right so beautifully with the Lunar New Year, and the year of the snake. Like, as soon as I hear snake, it's like immediately I think of the shedding of the skin. If you think of a snake that's shedding its skin, that's removing a layer, and that's emerging out. It's an emergence out that's happening. This is what's happening with us as we lean into the surrender. There's an emergence going to happen, a rebirth for you, a rebirth into more of who you truly are. And so the thing to remember through this process is that as you move through the process, there's going to be moments where it feels uncomfortable. There's going to be moments where you're going to want to get ahead because it maybe it even feels boring. Like sometimes it might feel boring. Sometimes it feels like, well, like, what should I be doing? Like I need to do something, And sometimes it just feels like the sense of nothing's actually happening. Like there can be a sense of nothing happening because you're not seeing external results and you're not seeing this outward validation of, am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right path? That sort of a thing. And so what the angels are bringing to you, the way they're supporting you, like I said, Angel Celeste, Archangel Haniel, and Archangel Gabriel, they're the ones who are guiding you through this process. What they're encouraging for you to do when you feel those moments of like asking yourself, am I on the right path? Should I be doing more? What's the next thing that I should be doing? That sort of a thing is for you to sit still and be present. Like anytime, like respond to your brain. Anytime your brain is like, well, what should I be doing now? Respond to it rather than like searching for something or like pulling out your to-do list and be like, let me just add something to my to-do list. Respond to your brain, by sitting in presence, in silence. Breathe. Take a moment to breathe and take a moment to just be, because that's how you're going to start to uh, decondition and reprogram your mind from always constantly seeking something to do and needing there to be a to-do list, to actually being okay with being present and just being present and knowing that you don't have to be anywhere. There's no rush. That's an illusion of the mind. So one of the things too in this rebirth, what's happening is that we are deconditioning ourselves on a deeper level from the old paradigm, from the old way of operating, from the old way of thinking about things, doing things, how we would, the same thing that I've been saying, like the to-do list, and I have to do. And if I don't have anything to do, what should I be doing? I need to find something to do. Need to fill my list back up, that sort of a thing. And instead, we're deconditioning from that, and we're learning what it means to just be and to be with yourself. Again, this is creating depth. I want you to think of this month of how am I creating depth in my life, rather than how far am I going, or how close to the next milestone or whatever. Instead of it thinking of it like that, like linearly, I want you to think of it as depth, like go down, go within, go inside, go deep. How deep are you going? Where is there depth that you can explore? So you can think of it in the sense of your relationship with yourself. How deep do you feel in the connection with yourself? You can think of that in terms of your friendships, in terms of your relationships, in terms of your work that you're doing, in terms of your business, in terms of your spiritual connection, like all of that. I want you to think of it as depth. Where is there depth that's missing? Where is it quote unquote shallow? And where is there depth? And if there's no depth here, if I'm not experiencing the level of depth that is satisfying, then how can I cultivate that? Am I meant to cultivate it here? Or does that mean that this is something that I can let go? Like going back to the conversation I was sharing earlier of how we are releasing weight and how we're releasing extra baggage. So all of this is contributing to what is happening, the transformation that's happening in February. February is going to be a very transformative month, not because you did a lot of things, outward actions, but because you did a lot of inward going in, going deep within yourself. And in that process, allowing yourself to get lighter, allowing yourself to shed, to let go, so that you can then be reborn in a space where you are not feeling so restricted or confined by the 3D. That's the biggest thing that I want you to remember here is feeling like you're restricted or confined by the old paradigm, by conditioning, by society's expectations, whoever's expectations. Like, we're letting that go, and there's a deeper level of the sovereignty that's being born within ourselves as we emerge out and as we step into more of who we truly are. This is one of those things where I see it leading you into this more of like trailblazer, kind of like think of it as someone who is leading the path, someone who doesn't care what other people are thinking or saying. It's like, I'm going to finally fully show up as my true self, because I don't need that. Like, that weight's no longer there. I'm showing up as my full self. I'm showing up in my truth. I'm showing up in who I'm here to be. And that's just what it is. And it's more of this like, no, like, I'm not caring so much about what people are thinking or saying, because there's a deeper level now here in my heart, a deeper level of love that's operating here, a deeper level of connection with the divine, a deeper level of faith and trust that's operating here, that's making me just, I'm ready to show up in that. And that's what we need in order to propel us forward. So don't be afraid of taking that time to really explore that depth and to explore what that means for you, what that looks like for you, and what you're being guided through it as a result. Remembering that the divine feminine is there as your nurturing guide. It's like a nurturing, guiding light through this whole process. And as it guides you, you get to surrender into it. You get to be nourished by it. You get to feel held by it in order for you to move through this process. Okay. So again, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Haniel, and Angel Celeste are all of the angels, 3 angels that are coming in to support us. And with this Lunar New Year that's happening, the year of the snake, this is the theme. The theme is this ongoing like shedding and releasing and letting go, so that you can be your true self, show up fully as yourself. I'm just seeing your guys' comments. As you can see, I like just went on a tangent right here, like really in the zone of what the message was I wanted to come through. But let me know. Let me know if you have any questions right now about what I just shared. Let me know what resonated with you, what you're taking from this. Let me know. I'm going to also pull a card from the Archangel Oracle card deck to kind of tie it all in together. So I do want to see what the cards have to say. It's always so fun to it feels like a bow on top to complete this reading. Let's see. Surrender to divine nurturing capacity. Yay, entrepreneurship. Yes. It has been predicted this is the new era of the female power. Yeah, totally. I definitely feel like the rise of the divine feminine is a huge part of like global transformation, everything that's happening. Yeah. I don't really know what's really right to let go of. I mean, all parts of me belongs to me. Yeah, I totally hear you on that, Marina. And I feel like with regards to that, one, you don't have to think about it so much. Like you don't have to be the one who is like trying to analyze and see. Like it'll be shown to you. You'll see what it is that is ready to be let go. And it could be something like, let's say it's letting go of like a pattern, for example. So if you have a tendency to overthink things, for example, then that's going to be something that might be let go because it's like we don't need to overthink anymore. We can trust in ourselves to make a decision and go with that decision and move, kind of a thing, you know? So, excuse me. So it's one of those things where it's really about trusting in what you're shown also. And as we move through the journey, we are guided during different aspects of our journey to let go of certain aspects of ourselves that just don't serve us anymore, you know? Um, let's see, detox toxic energies and old patterns. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yes. Awesome. I love it. Is anyone seeing the energy growing around Christina? Her voice got cleared. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't be surprised. I was definitely just like in the zone of channeling when I was sharing all that. Let's see. Trying to feel into my path, not sure what direction. So when you're not sure about direction when it comes to your path, the biggest thing to come back to is what do I know to be true for myself in this moment? Like instead of trying to figure out excuse me, figure out where you're like here over here over here whatever, it's what's over here? What's inside of me right now? What do I know to be present, to be true for me right now in this moment? And when you can get clear on that, then being in that energy will naturally unfold the path in a direction where it needs to go without you even like realizing it sometimes. So sometimes you don't realize that now the path is unfolding in a certain direction until you are like sitting in that question, you know? So I hope that helps. Listening to you is like swimming through water, cleansing and emotionally healing. Oh, I love that. That's amazing. Yay. You're welcome, Janet. I'm resonating with it all. I've been releasing for 8 months now. I get a lot of tower moments, which are blessings in disguise. Yes, sit with your feelings, let it go, and then another one will come up. Yeah, I totally. It's the ebbs and flows of life. You know, it's like we ebb and we flow, and we ebb and we flow, and things come up like that as a consistent part of our journey. You know. Um, A big part of what I'm learning is to let go and go within, detoxing too from patterns. Yeah. Think of it as like a detox month that's coming up. Okay, let's pull a card and see what the angel cards have to say. So this is the card deck that I'm using, created by yours truly, of course. Let's see. Okay. All right. So here are the cards. If you've never seen these cards before, I just need to like show them off for a second. Some of you are like, yeah, I see these every day. But for those of you who maybe are newer to my work, these are the cards, archangel cards, message cards, such beautiful artwork, a beautiful, beautiful guidebook that goes along with it. So we are going to be pulling a card from this deck just to see what else the angels want to add to this message. So as I set myself up with the cards, I'm always like setting an intention, whatever we need to know as a collective, the messages that are for our highest good to support us for the month of February and as we step into the Lunar New Year. Yay! Okay. Let's see what comes up. Ooh, okay. All right, here we go. Archangel Sandalphon, be true to yourself. How perfect is that? Be true to yourself. As we are moving through this energy of February, where we are being asked to go deep, where we're being asked to let go, where we're being asked to decondition, it says, be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Number 14. Okay. Let me see here. Let's find Archangel Sandalphon. Where are you? Here he is. Okay. All right. Archangel Sandalphon is coming forward to guide you in following the path that is aligned with your highest good and soul's potential. He is reminding you that just because something is for your greatest good doesn't mean that it will be the easiest path to choose. Staying true to yourself comes with choosing courage and strength over comfort and familiarity. This is the energy that Archangel Sandalphon is bringing to you with this card. Okay, so let's pause for a sec because I was just telling you guys how moving through this and focusing on this energy of being and focusing on the energy of deconditioning and potentially, letting go of the extra baggage and all the things isn't necessarily going to be comfortable or easy. That we have to allow the divine feminine to support us in that surrendering process, to nurture us as we go through that process. Archangel Sandalphon is saying pretty much the same thing, how it requires us to choose courage and strength over comfort and familiarity. So for a lot of us, especially as we are we come face to face with patterns and old patterns and things like that, there's a level of familiarity there that makes it comforting in some weird way. Like, even though we know that it doesn't serve us, it still feels comforting because you're just like, well, yeah, like that's just how I've always been, or that's just how we've always dealt with things in my family or whatever, And so this is breaking the pattern. So you're also breaking a pattern, which it can be uncomfortable and again requires you to choose courage and strength. Okay. You're being guided to reflect on what is truly calling out to you and feel how this is directly connected to your divine path. Archangel Sandalphon is helping you to tap into the courage and strength within in order to choose the path of your soul. Okay, amazing. Yes, there's more, but I feel like that's what we need to know. That's what we need to know. So with Archangel Sandalphon, his energy is coming in to help you with the courage and strength part. The divine feminine is nurturing you. The divine feminine is guiding you. The divine feminine is going to lead you. So you don't have to be thinking about it. So with the divine feminine, you can let go of all thinking, quote unquote, But with Archangel Sandalphon, it's the courage. It's the, oh, I see that this is where I need to go, but this feels scary. Please guide me, Archangel Sandalphon. Please help me right now to surrender into this path. Like, it feels so scary for me to actually be letting this go. It feels scary for me to think that I can actually be responsible for this thing or do this next thing or whatever it is that I'm being guided to do. Archangel Sandalphon, please surround me with your courage, strength, and love so that I can fully show up for where I'm being guided to go. That kind of a thing, you know? So that's the thing that Archangel Sandalphon is bringing that ties everything together. It always ties everything so beautifully with whatever it is that I receive initially and whatever else comes through with the cards. So yeah, so that's how it all kind of ties together to support you with this theme of surrender, of rebirth, of allowing the divine feminine to guide you through this process, and then to also then be supported by Archangel Sandalphon with courage and strength is really powerful. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, let's see. Your whole screen, including yourself, looks like your cards. Amazed at how in touch with your own self you are. Thank you. Second time this live stream, Christina has said the exact thing I've said a moment after I typed it. Yes, I love that. What does it mean when you dream someone is calling you in a loud voice and you wake up in the dream responding and you actually wake up and it felt like the person was literally behind your door? That's interesting. I mean, definitely, like, to me, whenever someone is talking in a dream, there's always a representation of spirit or angels, like there's that energy that comes into that is present that can just manifest itself in that way. So I would ask your guardian angels and your spirit guides what messages they have for you, because I feel like that is usually where it's connected with your spirit team. That's maybe they're literally calling out your name. So yeah, that's where I would look. Let me see. Rivers are created over time, a pattern over time. The grooves are carved, creating a path. It's easy to stay in that stream, but if that stream has become stagnant, a new river may need to be born. Yes, totally. Hi, Violet. Almost missed your live. Gonna have to re-listen. Yeah, definitely watch from the beginning since I'm getting pretty much to the end of the live anyways. Let me know if you guys have any other questions about what I shared, about this reading, about working with any of the angels to support you. The last thing that I do want to share that I'm really excited about, that I've been sharing to my newsletter and talking about it on my Instagram, is that throughout this time when I was sick, one of the things that came through, and this often happens to me when I'm sick, especially like so intense, where it just feels like not like you're that same energy that I was just talking about, where you're just letting everything go and it feels just like nothing else exists. That's where I felt like I was. And one of the things that I felt coming through as I was like emerging out of my sickness was this deep call and this deep sense to open up spots for one-on-one spiritual coaching. And so that's what I'm doing. I have 2 spots that are open for the Soul Expansion Program. And this is where we get to work together one-on-one, spiritual coaching, you and me, to support you on your journey. This is for anyone who's on the path, who is in the space of discovery more about themselves, about who they are, about their gifts, about their purpose, about their connection to the divine. And you are wanting to have a guide who is showing you the way and who's with you every step of the way. With my work, my experience first and foremost, but also my channeling and my connection with the angels, it's all creates this beautiful, what I think of as like a container and a space where you are held through the whole process. You are held in your discovery, you're held in your healing, you're held in your growth. And it's a really transformative container because even though we can have like an agenda, we can have like a plan. This is what we're going to be doing. The thing is that the angels always, always, always lead it towards your highest good. And the results are always, always, always more than you could have ever imagined. And so I'm really excited to be sharing this opportunity with you all. I'm really excited to be just opening up doors for one-on-one coaching. It's one of my favorite things to be doing. Um, and I've created space for that, to be able to hold space for people going through that process who are wanting that direct, high level mentorship and support. So the program is called Soul Expansion. 2 spots only are available. I can send you the link so that you have all the details around, what it is, what we look at, what kind of things do we explore. Divine Feminine is definitely a part of it. But there's so much more there. So I'll just leave the link in the chat in case you're interested. And if you're watching me on the replay, I'll post it in the description below this video. But that's my one-on-one spiritual coaching. This is how I started my journey, was through this work. And over time it expanded, and now it feels like I'm just like coming back to the roots, to the powerful transformations that get to happen. People who have worked with me through this program have gone from quitting their 9 to 5 to starting their spiritual business, from being able to actually travel and like pursue the thing that they wanted to do in life, which was traveling in certain cases. I've worked with people who we've worked through their trauma and through the stuff that was holding them back from actually fully accepting their gifts and who they're here to be, to them opening up to their channeling abilities and to their gifts and to their connection with the angels, like just like totally unexpected. Um, I've had so many people walk this program through so many walks of life. It's not just like one type of person or from one type of background or one type of experience or one type of destination, so to speak. Not that there's really a destination, but no one set thing. It's people from all over, people from all sorts of different backgrounds and experiences. And this program meets you where you're at. And one of my clients recently, we were reflecting on some things, and she was really coming into a space of like really being in a state of flow with her life and herself, and like just like how everything was unfolding and everything was just working out, and just like she was really amazed with it all. And I was like, well, what do you think is the biggest factor in that happening? And I didn't think that she was going to say this at all. I was not expecting it at all. And she was like, well, this work that we've been doing together, like that, this is the thing that's changed. This is the thing that's new in my life that has, been consistent over the last several weeks. So definitely this. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, wow, like that is profound. Like to me, it was just like, what? Like that is so amazing. And it really is the testament of the work that we do together and how the angels support you, for you to show up, for you to do the work, for you to be willing to lean in, to surrender, to trust, to heal, and then to grow and expand into your true self. Um, so the link is there. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I put the link in the chat. Um, and I will have it in the description below this video, so you can go check it out. It's also in my Instagram bio if you're following me on Instagram, so you can always check it out there too. But yeah, all the information is there. And it's just so wonderful. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for it. So go check it out. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. Let me know. But yeah. Okay. Let me see here what you guys are saying. Where did I leave off here? I'm in the middle of a sickness too. It sucks and still coughing up junk. It's been almost 2 weeks now. So over it. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Violet. Yeah, I know. I totally hear you. It's like, ugh, so over it. I was over it. Like I didn't have it for that long generally, you know, for what it was. We got over it fairly quickly, but yeah, no, it's not fun at all. Is asking a personal question off limits for this live? I don't want to be intrusive and it's simple question, but may feel deep, so just want to stay on topic and be respectful. Oh, Violet, I really appreciate you. Are you if you're talking about like personal channeling, I'm not doing personal channeling questions, but if it's like something else that you just want to like have a conversation about, I'm happy to do that. That's totally fine. Um Yay. Okay, awesome. You guys are amazing. Um Let's see. Have you been working with the angels to heal your physical body? Well, not actively all the time, but yes, when I'm sick, yes, definitely. It was definitely a thing, like me calling on the angels and working energetically to support myself and then obviously like doing all the physical things that I can to support myself with just taking like immunity stuff, supplements, resting, just like sleeping as much as I could, that sort of a thing. But yeah. But generally, like that's not so much a focus for me right now, in terms of like the physical healing aspect. But I feel like for me, taking care, like I feel like there's a difference. It depends on where you're at in your journey. Like sometimes you're in a place on your journey where you do need to be physically healing your body. And then other times it's more so a maintenance of your vessel and like taking care of your body. So I'm more in like that stage of my journey where I'm like focusing on taking care of my body, eating well, working out, things like that. Um, but yeah, I hope that answers your question. Okay. Violet, I don't know if you're going to ask your question. Let me know if you want to. You totally can. If it's not a personal channeling question. Um, can humans transcend their spirits into Metatrons? I would say no. I'm not sure what you mean by into Metatrons, but to me, to be a human and to have that connection to your spirit, like our whole goal is to be the light and to be ourselves and to allow that light to shine, you know? And so that would be like to me it's about being the fullest expression of your light and to be the fullest expression of your spirit and to allow that to be present um versus anything else. Okay, let's see. Something to be aware of, the planet is going through ascension from 3 to 5th, and a lot of us have been getting symptoms that feel like when it's very sick or joints getting agitated. Yeah. Yeah, totally. I mean, the body is trying to keep up with everything that's happening. The body is like, what's going on? How do I move through this? So yeah, for sure. For sure. I definitely know a bunch of people who have had ascension symptoms. How did you work with angels to heal energetically while being sick besides just asking them to help and heal? I mean, honestly, that was like the main thing that I did. It was really just like especially when I went to sleep for some reason, that was the focus, probably just because during the daytime it was too crazy because I have two little kids who were also sick. So it was just like a lot of, supporting them. But when I would go to sleep and it was just like, more silent, I would just imagine the light of the divine. Like, and specifically, I honestly specifically felt Jesus coming through a lot for me during this time when I was sick and I was calling on support. But it just felt like Jesus' energy was so strong and so present. And I just felt like I was asking for the light to just heal me and to be present with me. And it was just super simple like that. That's really all I did, all I focused on, and trusted that whatever else needed to happen or whatever energetically needed to be cleared, that it was happening while I was sleeping. Like that was just kind of how I think about it. Because I feel like when you're sick, you also don't really have the energy to really do much, even on an energetic level. So even just like as I'm there with like a fever, like trying to control my fever, I was just like the light, just surrounding myself with the light and trusting that it was moving everything out as I was supposed to. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let me see what you guys are saying. There's a lot of questions. I love all these questions, but we don't have time to answer them all today. Okay, no worries, Violet. Cool. Thank you, Violet. There's two Violets here. Violet and Violet. I love that you guys are side by side too. In the comments section, at least you are. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we're definitely feeling much better. Um, so yeah, so that is the story of how I got through my sickness with my family and how Jesus showed up and was like, "Yeah, I'm going to help you heal." It was very interesting. It was just like a very intense light just came in and surrounded me, and then I just fell asleep. So like I also drift off to sleep often when I do it. So I don't actually know. I'm not very consciously aware of what's going on. But I'm calling on that energy of divine, of God, of Jesus, the angels, and just um, trusting in how it all unfolds. So, anyways, thank you all for this beautiful conversation. I feel like we could just talk about spiritual things all day long. But this was great. And if you missed the beginning, then definitely catch the replay where I shared more about what's going on for the month of February for this Lunar New Year. And I shared more about the mentorship program that I have for one-on-one spiritual coaching right now. Soul expansion. You can go check it out. The link is in the chat. I'll also leave it in the description. And I think that's pretty much it. So this was such a fun catch up. Thank you all so much for being here and for sharing your beautiful love and light and energy, asking your questions and all of the things. I hope you have an amazing, amazing rest of your day and week. Hopefully, I'll see you again very, very soon. And until then, I'm sending you so much love and angel blessings. Bye.